Introverts, how did you meet your girlfriend? I've seen her at her work, thought she was cute but didn't have courage to ask her out. She somehow added me on Snapchat, still don't know how. So I just decided to not be a pussy, she obviously likes me. I sent her a snap of me saying, "Are you that cute girl who works at the store on blah blah street?" Lately, any romantic female interaction has been exclusively through online dating. You know that the girl is there for a relationship. If she's not interested, you never have to deal with her again. You can try your luck 50x in one day if you feel is necessary. You can usually tell how compatible you are before talking to them. And typically you can start with a mutual interest. The downside: every girl's standard goes up tenfold. And you're competing against 100 guys simultaneously for each girl. And even if you have found the most perfect girl with 95% of your main interests being the same, she probably won't reply to you. I met my wife through online dating. Being an introvert, you can still meet people and might want to from time to time, you just don't do it a lot, and not in big groups. Once on a date with someone, I'm usually fairly confident and decent at conversation. I'm a little shy but not very. Again, being an introvert isn't so much about inability to be social so much as it is about only occasionally wanting to be social with particular people. On OkCupid, we were both looking for the same things. We've been going for 4 months now. She approached me at a party, because I looked sad and lonely all by myself in the back corner. I opened up to her about my life, she gave me her number. We texted each other non-stop for a few weeks, started dating right after. That was 5 years ago. We're getting married next year. I am back when we were in middle school. We are married now. Blind date. That was 10 years ago. The guy who set us up dropped off the face of the earth before I ever had a chance to thank him. Introvert girl, I met my husband on Xbox Live, Halo 3, almost 10 years ago. Been married for 6 years now. Deleted. I met my wife while in college hanging out with a mutual group of friends watching an episode of The X-Files. In other words, a story that anyone could tell, since introvert isn't necessarily the same as socially awkward or shy. I met my girlfriend, now wife, on a dating website. She messaged me first. I had a pretty detailed profile, but she says the 2 things that stood out to her were 1, I had attractive pictures, and 2, I described my ideal woman, not a girl or a female. We talked online a bit before we met up. Had a great conversation over sushi, and the rest is history. I had never had a long-term relationship before, but this really was meant to be. She's my best friend, and a wonderful person. My husband is an introvert. He and I worked together. It helped him open up more. On plentyoffish.com. My advice on your online profile: make it as goofy/fun as possible. Mine used to say I'm an honest guy looking for an honest girl blah blah blah. Then I changed it to say I'm a retired Buddhist ninja, I run with scissors, I take expired medication, and I cut off my fingers for being bad, so it took forever to write this. My inbox blew up. I had more dates than I could afford. Basically my profile stood out from the usual ones. I'm now married and have been for over 6 years. Good luck everyone. In a drama class in senior year, never talked much till after graduation, then I saw her at Comic-Con and spent the day with her. Ended up kissing before we left, and 4 years later we're getting married in 5 months. We met online. And then you realize you live in a country where online dating is about as active as MySpace. I went on a climbing trip offered by my university. I made a friend on said trip, and she introduced me to her roommate, who invited me on a backpacking trip. I went on said backpacking trip and, a month after the trip, got together with my friend's roommate. Put yourself around extroverts, one of them will adopt you sooner or later. Deleted. She just started talking to me and never stopped. OkCupid.com. It has all the same features as the big pay sites but is totally free. We were, and still are, late 20s introverts. We lived within 3 minutes of each other, but our lives would never have crossed paths without online dating. We are absolutely perfect for each other. Had we ever seen each other or crossed paths without online dating, both of us would have been too shy to approach the other. Our wedding is next month. Give the site a try. Answer a lot of questions, it makes match percentages more accurate, and send a lot of messages. She asked me if I wanted to play Mario Kart. I said yes. Something masturbation joke. The internet. OkCupid. We made profiles and got matched up and followed through with going on a date. Met my current GF at work. I have full custody of 3 kids, so that plus being introverted meant few dating opportunities outside of apps. Knowing her as a co-worker, later as a friend, made the transition into dating really easy. She told our mutual friend she thought I was cute. She was seeing someone, I was down on my luck. My friend gave me her number and watched me as I texted her. I almost backed out multiple times. Glad I didn't. We met in a science fiction class at college. And we absolutely hated each other. She thought I was an idiot and I thought she was a know-it-all bitch. We argued. We squabbled. We one-upped. We are both super nerds, so it was a seemingly endless battle of esoteric knowledge about science fiction literature. At some point we got to arguing about Atlas Shrugged. I made several trenchant remarks about its lack of literary value, and she aggressively defended it. One thing led to another, and before I knew it we were watching The Empire Strikes Back and dating. We're engaged now. She still thinks I'm an idiot. I still think she's a bitch. But we don't hate each other anymore. ETA, I proposed next to the Intrepid in NYC by the Star Trek exhibit with an Enterprise ring in a box that had a picture of Picard saying engage. Deleted. My lady who cuts my hair also cuts her hair and hooked us up. My husband is majorly introverted. We met on Tinder. The first few dates he didn't say much at all, but after he got more comfortable we just clicked smile even if I am a huge extrovert. Tinder. It's super easy and I've met tons of girls on there including the GF. I had been really good friends with a girl for a year and a half and was madly in love with her. I didn't know how to properly express my feelings, so I kept comparing us to 2 characters from a TV show that we shipped. I did this every day. She didn't get it, and eventually I just told her I wanted to date. Got engaged this winter, smile. Girlfriend, now wife of 25 years. Met her through a half-blind date, I was the blind one. Arranged through a friend I met in a programming class. He was my assigned partner. Minecraft server. She joined a private server my friends and I set up back in 2010 to get closer to a friend of mine. Then he wound up being a dick to one of her friends and she settled for hanging out with me instead. Been happy together since 2012. I haven't. I'm an extrovert when I get drunk. School. Was too scared to ask for her number, so I asked a mutual friend. She eventually asked me out on a date after a lot of texting. Took me like 10 dates, her holding my hand, and kissing my cheek for me to realize that she just maybe likes me. We've been dating for a year. Not a dude, but definitely an introvert. Basically, I was living alone, never saw roommates, work was my only hobby. Was severely bulimic and severely depressed. After work I would wander around grocery stores because it helped me be less lonely, and also I could decide which foods to binge/purge. Pretty pathetic. After a while of visiting one store in particular a dozen times over, one of the night cashiers began to recognize me first by my work shirt, then by my face. After a few encounters he could remember my name. Then we began to talk, found out we are both computer/math/science nerds. Then we would go to the gym after he got off. I broke up with my at the time boyfriend, the relationship was dying anyways, and within a week we went to seeing each other every day, and texting when we couldn't be together. It has been over 6 months, he moved into my place, and ever since we started seeing each other we have never gone more than 18 hours apart. As an introvert, him always sick of people, always get tired of a person I spend time with, but with him, I never want to be away from him. She asked me out on a date, then when we got back to her place she gave me the suck.